Definition of a soldier. Hey man, Phineas, nigga. Y'all know what time it is, man. Spirit of Phineas on this motherfucker. What's happening, man? Definition of a soldier, militant minded, violent, silent, sleeping giant. I am titan, soaring, flying.
Yeah, Israel. We back in the building. It's another Midwest Fire Weekend. I.S.U.P.K. presents the 3rd annual Midwest Barbecue, man. And guess what? It's all gonna be hosted by Big Priest, Captain Mawakwa.
Israel, all blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, I.S.U.P.K. keeping the movement going. We got a banging weekend coming. Fire weekend coming, July 25th to the 28th.
Street niggas to reach niggas from street corners. We see niggas.
To kick off that fire weekend, we got the official 12 Tribe breakdown lecture hosted, you understand, and ran by my man himself, Captain Katazai of New York, world famous, cross the line, everybody knows.
Let me tell you something, the only real Jews on the planet are the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians.
Shit, you ain't nowhere, man. Y'all know what time it is. 125th Ward West, Harlem, since 1969.
Chicago's Fire Weekend, man. July 25th through 28th. They're gonna have a hell of a weekend. Jam-packed. Amazing events. First, you got Captain Katazai's lecture. You're gonna have camp. You got the barbecue, the Bantu Festival. Man, it's gonna be a hell of a time, man. The General's gonna be in town. Captain's gonna be in town. And it's in Chicago, man. Listen, come out, have a good time with us. We're gonna do it big, man. Shalom. It's gonna be camp. We're gonna have a fire camp. Man and GEN.YAHANNA, all the Midwest heavy hitters.
On July the 25th, Captain Katazai gonna be performing the 12 Tribes lecture on 938 East 79th Street. Then, camp is gonna be held at downtown Chicago on July the 26th on 108 North State Street. Then also, we got the Bantu Festival on July 27th, 1501 West Rudolph Street. Last but not least, we got the cookout on July the 28th. The Midwest Cookout, man. We're going to be at Rainbow Beach Park, 3111 East 77th Street, Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, man. Phineas, nigga. Y'all know what time it is, man. Spirit of Phineas on this motherfucker. What's happening, man? Definition of a soldier. Fuck 'em, focus, choke 'em, smoke.
Come out July 25th through the 28th to the Midwest Fire Weekend, man. We're gonna have brotherhood, sisterhood, barbecue, everything you can think of. It's gonna be a family event.
Angel of war coming, the archangel, the Lord coming for shortcomings. Street niggas.
Walk 5,000. You already know what time it is. Fire Weekend, Chicago, July 25th through the 28th, man. Get down there. Man, GEN.YAHANNA gonna be in the building. We got the barbecue, the Bantu Festival.
Chicago, Chi-Town gonna be there. New York gonna be in the building. You know what I mean? Indianapolis gonna be in the building. You know what I mean? All the Midwest gonna be in the building. We gonna take this joint up, man. Bantu Festival, we gonna mob in that joint. Alright? Most of Christ, y'all. Shalom.
Gotta be here. If you ain't here, shit.
Man, Chief Sergeant, Angry Black Man, we here in New York right now. I want to tell y'all about the event we got coming up this summer. July 25th to the 29th, we're going to be in the city of Chicago for the Bantu Festival. Y'all know nobody represent like the Israelite school, the UPK.
Lord, angel of war coming, the archangel, the Lord coming for shortcomings. Street niggas to reach niggas from street corners. We see niggas and teach niggas.
Shalom, come to the Midwest Barbecue, July 25th to July 28th. Number 2 champions gonna be good. Understand what I'm saying? No, Bantu Festival, Fire Weekend is another one that's going down. The warlords will be in the building. Shalom.
Street niggas to reach niggas from street corners. We see niggas and teach.
The white man ain't nothing but the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Guess what? We also got the grill coming live from Chicago by Commanding GEN.YAHANNA on 938 East 79th Street, Chicago, Illinois. For more contact information, dial 312-547-1991. Again, for more contact information, dial 312-547-1991. Don't miss out on it. I.S.U.P.K, no cowards, no excuses.
Shit is going down. All 12 tribes are to come together under command Gen.YAHANNA. Kwam Yashala! Kwam Yashala! Kwam Yashala! Kwam Yashala! Kwam Yashala! Kwam Yashala!
Your power shalom.
You recently saw where they had a hearing at Washington on reparations, right? There was a senator where I live in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. Now basically, he told black people that black people do not deserve reparations for the many years of slavery that our ancestors went through. Picking cotton, you understand? Being hung, our land being confiscated from us by the Ku Klux Klan. He said that we don't deserve it because we had a black president. You understand? And if I could, let me get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Now, black people gotta understand that you are still slaves in America. And it was prophesied in the Bible that we would be slaves here in America. Now, we are considered slaves, 3/5 of a human, according to the Constitution. This senator from Kentucky, he said that black people do not deserve reparations because we have made progress, we have elected a black president, and that nobody living alive put black people in slavery. Yet, they live on the blood money of what our ancestors produced for Trump's white America.
Right.
Understand me? Let me get that scripture.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, this right here is a prophecy in the Bible. Moses was talking to the children of Israel, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on the earth today. He was saying that you're going to be brought into slavery again. Now, many of you have watched that movie on Easter, The Ten Commandments. Now, all those people were actually black people. They wasn't white. It wasn't Charleston Heston. It wasn't some old white man. It was an old black man. Go ahead.
By the way thereof, I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Now, Moses is telling the children of Israel, you are going into Egypt, which means slavery. Again, he's saying you're not going to see it, meaning your homeland, Jerusalem, no more again until Yahweh shall save us. Go ahead. Who's Jesus Christ?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Now, there is America. You're going to be sold unto your enemies. Now, who was sold on the auction block here in America? It was so-called black people, right? So, remember, the Christian church always like to say that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, right? He's the Word. We just brought out the word that you're going to be sold unto your enemies. So, your enemies yesterday is your enemies today. So who was black people sold to? They were sold to white people, who are the nation of Edom in the Bible.
Right.
So Edom is your enemies. Go ahead.
And there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
For slave men and slave women. Now this is the reason why black people should get reparations. You would think if the white man had such compassion toward black people, he would say, you know, I was wrong. I think we need to make it up to black people. We need to give them land, we need to give them resources, and we need to stay the hell out their way. But no, what do they tell us? Just go away. You don't need reparations, right? Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man bought us. We still here in captivity. You a slave, look at you. You on the bus right now. You look at all the white people, they traveling good, you know what I'm saying? They getting off work, enjoying their weekend. Meanwhile, you going on the bus to work. You a slave. Go ahead, that's right. Drop that and let me get the book of Psalms chapter 55, verse 24. It's like. And here's the thing. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you gotta understand that you are the true Israelites according to the Bible. And the white man's the devil. The white man is never gonna give you reparations, man. God is gonna give you reparations. And he's going to pay black people back by the blood, according to the Bible, of our enemies. You understand me? Now, this politician is on the news talking about how black people do not deserve reparations because we was elected a black president. Meanwhile, they don't understand that Obama is a Nigerian. His plight is not the same as the African-American, so-called African-Americans here in America that was brought on those cargo slave ships. He was not one of us. Obama was not a black person. Yeah, you can drop something in there. Clap it up for the sus, for the donation, you know what I mean? See, that's the thing about it. She gets it. We need sisters like that in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge to stick with strong brothers, man, because you're not going to get a strong brother in that Christian church, man. They're going to fold under Trump and white supremacy. Let me get that.
Psalms chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Now, that was this politician. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? Now that was Mitch McConnell. He told black people, you should be happy with your plight in life. We have come a long way. You're allowed to vote now. You're allowed to sit on a white man's toilet. We elected a black president. Why are you complaining? Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. What did Trump want to do? He was about ready to go against Iran just because Iran shot down an unmanned drone, man. He was going to sacrifice hundreds of lives, maybe thousands, over an unmanned drone. War is in his heart, man. And if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you need to be listening to this Bible, man. You can come into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge of the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. You're sitting there waiting on some damn reparations. You need to be waiting on the Most High. You understand me? He's the only one that's going to give black people reparations, not the white man who's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Go ahead.
Cast thy burden upon the Lord.
And that's what we got to do. We got to cast our burden upon the Most High. Our burden, yes, it is being a slave here in America. Now you sitting there waiting for the white man, you're trying to cast your burden on the white man like the white man is going to have compassion and sympathy for you. When he's the one that created the conditions that you live in. You understand? He is not going to have mercy on you. Trump and white America are the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Go ahead and drop that. And if you could, let me get the book of Proverbs 76. No, actually, Galatians. Now, here's the thing. We got to understand that us begging white people to make amends for their malicious ways toward black people is not going to work. But the Most High, in His Word, He prophesied for all the malicious acts that the so-called white man did to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians will be repaid according to the Bible. You understand? And if you feel inclined to help the priests and prophets, make sure you drop in a donation. You understand? Let me get that.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked.
Now, here's the thing. This senator in Kentucky, he admitted that that white people had an original sin, which was slavery. If you look at that press conference on the news. Now, he never mentioned anything that they did tangibly to help black people. What, you're gonna say that nobody living alive had slaves? Yet, he's living in a penthouse. He has a jacuzzi. He lives on the blood money that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the slaves, brought forth the riches for him to live that way, right? Go ahead.
But whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Now, the so-called white man, who was the nation of Edom in the Bible, sold blood to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So the scripture is saying, you got again?
Be not deceived.
God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Now, so no white man sold blood. What did they do in slavery? Hung black people by the noose, burned us at the stake, fed our children to alligators. They did all these malicious acts to cause blood to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So therefore, the scriptures is saying that he is going to
be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
The white man sold blood to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Therefore, the white man is going to reap blood, according to the scriptures, man. In the Third World War, it's coming. You understand? When you heard it from the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA first, man. World War III is coming, and America is going to be brought to rubble and stone. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap.
Now, the white man sowed to his flesh. What did he do? He used all the labor from black people to create his kingdom here in America. You understand? He lives lavish and lust. You know, meanwhile, black people built up this kingdom. He sowed to his flesh. Every pleasurable thing that you can think of, the white man got of the blood, sweat, and tears of black people. Go ahead.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right, and he's going to reap corruption. Everything that the white man do is corrupt. Like here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and in Kentucky. You understand me? The white man is going to reap corruption, man. The politicians are corrupt. Hell, they say they want to impeach your president. So how the hell you think that the Most High is going to sit back and allow the white man to continue to maliciously harm so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and he don't do nothing? He's going to act. And if I could, let me get the book of Revelation chapter 13 to verse 9. Now, we just read that the white man's going to reap what he sowed. The white man sowed blood to black people. You understand? He's going to reap it. It's not what I say, it's what the Bible say. We're coming out the King James Version of the Bible. You understand? And if you want to know more about what we know, why don't you come to 10th Street, man? 2630 10th Street. You got a school there, classes are free, 5 days a week. You understand?
Right.
Let me get that.
Revelations chapter 13 and verse 9. Any man have an ear, let him hear.
Now, Most High is saying if any man have an ear, let him hear. What does that mean? You got to understand it. We're about to bring out the understanding of the words of God in the Bible. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity.
Now, white people led black people into captivity. Therefore, you would think that they would want to give black people reparations, but they don't. So the Most High is going to give black people reparations, according to his word. But it's not going to be in the form of just money. Go ahead.
Shall go into captivity.
Whoa! Read that again.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
White people led black people into captivity. Now this is going to be black people's reparations from the Most High, that the white man goes into captivity. The white man's going to be picking my potatoes, my corn, shining my shoes, and he's going to get the hell out of my way when I tell him to. That's true reparations. Not that the white man gives you a couple of dollars and you go out and buy a Cadillac and it's gone next year and he have an excuse to say, see, we paid you back. We don't owe you nothing any longer. That's a goddamn lie, man. You understand?
He that killeth with the sword.
Right there. Now, white people killed us with the sword. He's still killing us. Black people, you still a slave. And you think that you're going to get reparations from the white man? He still counts you as 3/5 of a human, according to the Constitution. He's not going to give you reparations, but God's going to give the white man reparations. and it's going to be in the form of paying black people back with the white man's servitude called slavery. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
He might be killed with the sword.
Must be killed with the sword.
Must is very definitive. That means that the Most High God is going to make the white man be killed with the sword, and that's going to begin in World War III.
I.S.U.P.K. Chicago presents the 12 Tribes Lecture by Captain Katazai from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. kicking off the Midwest Fire Weekend. For more information, contact 312-547-1991. Again, that's 312-547-1991. On July 25th, we're going to be on 938 East 79th Street, Chicago, Illinois. Don't miss out on this great lecture, man. This is going to be fire.
Captain Katazai, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Command Gen.YAHANNA.
Why is having a lecture like this so important?
And one thing that we're missing out here is we're missing an identity, man. Every other race and nation of people knows who they are.
We're going to be bringing out all the archaeology as far as, you understand, proving who these tribes are.
If you look at this book right here, this is everything leaving our temple when they ransacked us. Rome minted this coin called the Judea capture, meaning Jerusalem captured.
And so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you understand, and then the adjoining name as to who we are today and the various tribes that we're from.
Every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you were born a Jew. You were born an Israelite.
Our oppressors' culture, their religion, their God, was all forced upon us, and as a result, we lost the sense of who we are.
How did we get over here in America? Why were we in Africa? What were the Puerto Ricans and the Taino Indians and the Arawak Indians and the Incas and the Mayans? What were they doing over here?
This is a pushback and another step closer to us regaining our culture, getting back closer with the Most High, so that this way He can restore our nation and our people.
Why is it Latinos and blacks have not yet seen the similarities in their plights here in America?
We separate because we're in different religions. We separate because we identify differently. We separate because a brother wears a different goddamn color than you.
Black and Hispanics of Negro or Indian descent on their father's side, we are conquered.
We're on the bottom of every single social and economic system. We fill the prison systems. You understand that? We're number one in every single disease.
And upon being divided and conquered, they labeled us different races. They labeled us, you understand, under different categories. Black and Hispanics run together. We do recognize that we are the same people and have the same flavor. We got to get back to that and realize that we have a common enemy and a common identity. This is what gets someone off of drugs. This is what heals your soul and cleans you up. What made me join the I.S.U.P.K. is I was searching for a very long time. I started with different, I guess, so-called religions or spiritual systems. And the reason as to why I'm here is because the truth is here.
Now, where should every Black, Hispanic, or Native American be on July 25th, 2019?
Man, every single Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian should be making a damn pilgrimage to the Midwest. You understand? With the heavy hitters, Captain Mawquad, Captain Debar, Officer Ra'im, you understand, Officer Lamakia Allah, all them heavy-hitting brothers, Salakia, if I missed y'all, Captain Kapash, you know what I'm saying? All these different brothers out in the Midwest that's raising up Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We should all be at that lecture at the Chicago school, you understand? I'd like to thank Captain Mawquad for extending an invitation for me to come out there and be able to break down this information for our people, because it's so imperative that we wake up now more than ever.
You in the crib, but the boy outside. I get it on outside.